What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? How are you? I'm KG, of course. Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. I'm going to talk some Rockets with you for a few minutes before going to check out Prairie View and Texas Southern in the Labor Day Classic for football, feet ball. We've already done a little preview discussion last couple weeks about Rockets in October and November. Then last Saturday was Rockets in December. So give me your thoughts on what you think the Rockets are going to do in the month of January for the upcoming 2025-26 NBA season. If I did my counting correctly, Rockets have 17 games in January. The poll question for tonight's show is how many games you think the Rockets will win in January? 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 13, 14 or more. I think last count I saw the tally in the leader on the leaderboard was 55 to 9. I think is what it is. 5 to 9. Wow, somebody has 14 or more. Wow. Hope you chime in, join the discussion because I'm curious to see what why you picked 14 or more out of this 17 games in the month of January. But let's get into it. Let's discuss it. Join the conversation. Type in your comments here on YouTube of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Month of January, Rockets' first game of the new year, starting on Thursday, January 1, on the road at Brooklyn, 5 o'clock Central on SCHN. And of course, the reminder, Rockets have 28 nationally televised games, 4 on ABC, 7 on Amazon Prime, 6 on ESPN, 7 on NBC, 4 on Peacock. 15 of those are exclusive broadcasts nationally. But there you go. First game in January at Brooklyn. Then Saturday, January 3rd at the Mavs. Home on Monday, January 5th against Phoenix. And former Rockets again, Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks. Then next 3 games. On the 7th at Portland. On the 9th at Portland. On the 11th at the Kangs, Sacramento, 8 o'clock. These first 6 games on SCHN. Then after facing the Kings on the road, home against the Bulls on the 13th. Then Thursday, Amazon Prime against the reigning champs, Oklahoma City Thunder, come to town, 6:30 p.m. And then closing out the first half of the month of January, back-to-back. It's a little tough stretch there, back-to-back. January 15th against OKC, and then January 16th against Minnesota. Game is on ESPN and also SCHN, but that tip time for Minnesota is 8:30 Central Time. So Justin, how are you doing? Justin says folks are going to come running back to cable soon enough. Too many streaming services want games. Probably, I think that's inevitable. I've stuck with what I have as a cable platform. Basically, it's cable. Everything that is in the ESPN streaming platform, ESPN app, I already have. So I don't need to get the app or anything like that. I already have it. I already got my movies that I want, the programming that I want. I'm good. So Justin, those first, 9 games? Those first 9 games, starting with January 1st and then ending with January 16th. What will the Rockets record be, in your opinion, through those first 9 games? What do you say? 6-3, 7-2, 8-1? I doubt they go 9-0. They're not going 9-0. I doubt they go worse, in the range of 5-4, and I used to say they could maybe go 8-1, but I'd say most likely 7-2. Between 5-4 and 7-2 in these first 9 games. What do you think, Justin, as you're the first person to comment here on tonight's Let's Talk Houston Rockets show? Justin says 6-3. That's fair. It's in the range that I said. So give me the three losses. Who do you think is going to be the three losses there, Justin? What do you think? Give me the three. OKC, one of those three? What do you say? Go back to the poll question. We got one person in 0 to 4, two people in 5 to 9, and then 20% 10 to 13, and 20% in 14 or more. So participate in the poll question. Tonight's poll question: how many games will the Rockets win in January 2026? Leader right now is 5 to 9. Really, that's kind of low. 17 games, only 9 and 8. That's kind of low. But let me know what you think. As we discussed it for the next few minutes, like I said, that I'm going to watch Texas Southern and Prairie View in the Labor Day Classic. Squeezing this in, and then next Saturday, maybe next Friday, we'll look into February games. Probably Friday, because next Saturday I'll be at Rice for the Cougs and Rice football for the Bayou Buckets. Kickoff of that is at 6 o'clock, and then we'll be doing the Let's Rage Cougs post-game show after that game. So won't be doing Let's Talk Houston Rockets next Saturday, September 6th. So subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell so you can receive notifications when new LTHR shows are posted. And then most likely to be September 5th. Most likely. It might change to the 7th. Who knows? But I know it will not be on the 6th. Trust me on that. So we're going to talk football with me and my dudes after the Cougs improve to 2-0 with a win over Rice next Saturday. Justin says Portland will be a loss. Some reason. Dame is out. He's out for the year. Yeah. So in back-to-backs, I don't know the percentage for the, what do you want to call it, like a baseball type setup where you're in a city for consecutive games against the same opponent. One team, the home team probably doesn't win both of those games, and the road team probably doesn't win both of those games. So usually I'm going to say, I have to find out, do some research. If someone knows who's watching, feel free to add in your info with it. Many of those times it's probably 1-0, 1-1 in a split. So that makes sense. Rockets won't win both games in Portland, one or the other, on the 7th or the 9th. So that's one of your three. Who are the other two? So you got them winning at Dallas and then beating Phoenix? Or do you have them winning those games and losing to OKC and Minnesota? Or what? What do you say? What are the other three? What are the other two losses? You have one Rockets loss against the Blazers in Portland. What are the other two? And don't be shy for those. I see other people are watching. Don't be shy about commenting. It's all good here. You're family. We're all family here. We are all members of the Let's Talk Houston Rockets family. So don't feel embarrassed or afraid to comment. Let your opinion be seen here on the show and on the platform for Let's Talk Houston Rockets. And we'll get into reminder, or you may not know, Media Day for the NBA, for just about everybody, the teams who are not participating in any overseas games, international games. Media Day will be Monday, September 29th. For everyone, that should include the Rockets. So barring some change, that should be Kevin Durant's first appearance to the local media will be September 29th. Because it doesn't look like he will speak before then. So if you're still waiting, holding out hope, don't think it's going to happen. Justin says OKC because they have multiple scorers. And for right now, Durant is the only sure scorer so far. All right. But that's two. You got Portland and OKC. So what's number three? Minnesota? Will the Rockets finish the first 16 days of January on a 2-game losing streak? Losing, and both those games are at home. Losing to OKC, then followed the next night with a loss against Minnesota. Minnesota should be very good as well. Minnesota and the Rockets in Denver should be, in my opinion, the next tier behind OKC in the West. I'm not including Golden State in that. Denver, Rockets, Minnesota. Steph, Jimmy Butler, and the leg flailer, Draymond Green. Yeah, no, I just don't see them being better than those four teams. Just don't see it. Don't No hate, much respect to Steph, much respect to Draymond most of the time, but I don't see them being better than OKC, Houston, Denver, Minnesota. Depends on your perspective and it depends on your expectations. I kind of agree with this. Read somewhere that some sports writers said if the Rockets don't make the Western Conference Finals, it's not a good season. I expect the Rockets to get to the conference finals. I do. I mean, obviously, Kevin Durant was not brought to the Rockets to lose in the first round. I believe they're good enough to get past the second round. So yeah, if being one of the last four teams in the league standing and reaching the conference finals, I expect that. I do. Healthy, no key injuries at the wrong time, nothing like that. Yeah, Western Conference, and you guys are Rockets fans. So you tell me what you think here on Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Do you believe that if the Rockets lost in the Western Conference semis, that you'd be good with that? I kind of doubt y'all would be, but you let me know. Derek, how you doing? Appreciate you. And was it last night? Last night, NBA TV showed the documentary on the Bad Boys again. So I watched it again. Enjoyed that again. The greatest team in the history of the NBA. Any Detroit fan will tell you that. Same thing. So Derek says Rockets will beat Brooklyn, beat Dallas, beat Phoenix, beat Portland, win both of them in Portland. Wow, so you got them winning the first 7 games of the month and losing the last 2. I mean, it's possible, clearly. I'll see win those first 7. I don't see that, but I've been wrong, and this is for discussion here on the show. That's what we do. That's what we do. The fun thing we do here on Let's Talk Houston Rockets. We discuss the Rockets. We keep it respectful. We keep it above board. Nothing gets dirty. We don't get in the muck and take personal shots and things like that. That's a waste of time. Don't bring that stuff here. Don't bring that negativity here on this show. You feel like you can do that, go somewhere else. I won't miss you. Next 8 games in January for the Rockets. On the 18th, home against the Pels. On the 20th, home against Wemby and the Spurs. Hopefully, Wemby and the Spurs. And notice that's on SCHN and NBC. On the 22nd, Thursday, at Philly, 6 o'clock. Then Friday on the 23rd, so back-to-back, Philly first, then Detroit. So they're not going to both those games. We know that already. And of course, I'm picking Detroit to win that game. But I doubt that Detroit will beat the Rockets twice. I think they'll split. I'm going to pick them to win both, but I doubt that's going to happen. So, and Derek, what do you say? Derek, if the Rockets don't make the conference finals, is this season, in your opinion, a failure? I say yes. Justin says they made a move for Durant. It appears they want to make a run for it. Yes, they're going for it. They want to win it all. So they want to win it all. So Derek, you're saying no, it won't be a failure if they don't make the conference finals? I'm curious why you say that. Why do you say that? But the remaining 4 games in January after road game in Philly and road game in Detroit. Home against Memphis on the 26th. Home against the Spurs on the 28th on ESPN and SCHN. Then Thursday, wow, home against the Spurs, and then the next night in Atlanta against what should be an improved Hawks team. A lot of folks are picking the Hawks to be a sleeper, be a good team, a playoff team, not a play-in team. And then wrapping up the month of January home against the Mavs. Cooper Flag, AD, and crew, coached by Jason Kidd. That game Saturday, January 31st on ABC. See, Jamon going the extra mile. Jamon, how are you? Jamon says if the Rockets don't win a championship, it's a failure. Jamon, why do you believe that? And I understand it, but why do you? So does anybody agree with Jamon? If the Rockets don't win the chip, it's a failure. Forget about making the conference finals. Heck, Jamon said forget about reaching the NBA finals. He said if they don't win a championship, it's a failure. Now, are you saying this season, or are you saying this year and next season? One of the two. Just let us know. Justin says in these 8 games on the screen for January 6-2. So you got the Rockets going 12-5 in January. That's fair enough. That sounds about right to me. 12-5, 11-6, 12-5 around there. 5-9 is still in the lead at 40%. Kind of surprised at that. 10-13 is 30%, 14 or more, 20%, and then maybe a hater. 0-4, 10%. If the Rockets don't win more than 4 games out of these 17, something happened, and not a good thing. 17 games in January and they only win 4 or less. Yeah. Deverick states still not ready. If they have to keep those long legs protected, if so, that they're ready. Well, I don't see Kevin Durant playing back-to-backs throughout the year. Not all of them. Jamon states Rockets got KD on a short timeline. So every year is a championship or bust season. Deverick says can't have injuries for that size. Well, we're going to see. I mean, we're not predicting injuries. So, I mean, that's none of us are doing that because you never know what's going to happen. Luka being a Laker is still taking time to get used to it. Understood. So we'll see what, Cooper Flag and AD and Kyrie's hinting at him playing at some point this season. That is early, but who knows? ACL recovery is a little bit quicker than it used to be, and it's quicker than torn Achilles. Solo is ready for the season to start. Can the season start already? Solo, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the discussion. Well, as I said on the Thursday takeover, the start of college football season and / pro football season / football season, what it indicates to me is basketball season is around the corner. That's what it tells me. That's what it means to me. My love for football over the years has diminished and declined so much so that I barely watch football now. Don't miss it. Don't have a love for it. Don't eat and sleep, bleed it. None of that stuff like I used to growing up in my 20s. None of that. Don't watch the big game unless I have to. Don't care. Don't miss it. Don't care at all. Don't care. College football is on the Division I level is a joke. It's just a big old joke. Don't miss that either. I watch the Cougs play, and that's that. Hoops, and NBA hoops, college hoops. Haven't seen much about Eurobasket. I saw Dennis Schroeder was insulted with racial taunts and stuff. 2025. We're in the year 2025, and we still got idiots and racists in the world. 2025, and guys who and they got tossed out. Could have thought it was funny. It's not funny, and it's a shame that people think that kind of stuff is funny. Grow up. I don't have time for nonsense anymore. I just don't have time for that. I don't have time for the insults, the racism. I just don't have time for that trash. And I don't want. I won't waste my time with folks who tolerate that trash. Şengün looking like a beast in Eurobasket. That's good. That's good. Justin, but there are taunts and ignorance in America at basketball games, at football games, at hockey games. It's not just overseas. Racism and ignorance is everywhere. And some folks do it to get attention to themselves or to their business. Think it's funny, to make money out of it. Miss me with that nonsense. I won't waste my time with it. Solo, give us your thoughts on these 17 games for the Rockets in the month of January. The last 8 right here. First 9. Solo, since you were ready for the season to start, I'll take a step back for you. The first 9 games in January. What do you say? And then get the last 8 for you. Justin has the Rockets going 12-5 in January. 6-3 these first 9. 6-2 in the last 8. 12-5. That sounds about right. I can go with that. But Solo, what do you say? And this is all based on, this is August 30th. So we don't know if somebody gets injured. We don't know if anybody's going to miss time due to injury, death of a loved one. None of that. Just based on what we see on the screen, the games, dates, back-to-backs, all those things. What do you say? What are you predicting? Solo says 7-2. Who are those 2 L's? I'm curious as to the 2 losses you have in those 9, and then I'll put the remaining 8 up on the screen for you. You can give me your prediction on those remaining 8 as well. But what are the 2 losses? Derek has 7-2 as well. His 7-2 was Rockets win the first 7 in the month and then lose to OKC in Minnesota. Do you concur with that? And so just let me know. And in case anyone is wondering, it's the off season, so haven't had a chance to do it yet. So Solo says OKC and Dallas. I could kind of see that, yeah. Jamon with this tidbit of info. Turkey is pairing Şengün with other bigs, and it's working out great. No doubt we will see a lot of Şengün Adams, Şengün Capella lineups next season. Come on, Jamon, get into it. This season. We're going to say it now. Get like Solo now. This season. It's almost here. Media Day is 30 days away. September 29th. Media Day. So let's get into it. And then the preseason game. The Rockets have 4 games in the preseason. And then we'll hit the court for real in October. And then we'll get in how they look and how they're doing. And are they starting slow? Why are they starting slow? Or are they gelling faster than we thought they would? Or whatever. But the last 8 games for Solo right here. Jamon, you as well. What are your thoughts on the 17 games? First 9, and then the second group of 8 for the Rockets. Whatever. I don't know what the reason is for him not having an intro press conference. If he's waiting on a contract, well, okay, he can wait. Does that mean he won't talk at media day if there's not a contract? That'd be real embarrassment for the organization if he doesn't talk on media day because of that. That's his choice. That's his choice. He's a grown man. The fans want to hear him talk to the media, see him talk to the media. At some point, it will happen for the media. Until then, whatever. I'm okay with it. I'm past it now. He has his reasons. The Rockets have the reasons for okaying it for this long, no intro press conference. So be it. Personally, let's see. Personally, how should I do this? Personally, I'm going to go back to the big screen here for a moment. And I don't like the way it's handled, but I moved past it. But the lack of an intro press conference for a while for me was this.
This jig is the gas face, man.
But I'm past it now. J-Mon says 7-1 in the last 8 games for the Rockets in January, 7-1. So what's your total wins for the Rockets in January? J-Mon, what do you say? Sounds like you got a little bit better than 12-5. So what say you? And go back to it. Get back to that slide. New Orleans, Spurs, at home, on the road for Philly and Detroit, back-to-back. Then home for Memphis on the 26th. Home for the Spurs again on the 28th. At Atlanta, so that's back-to-back. And then home for Dallas, closing out the month of January, 7:30 on ABC. So there you go with that. And let me see if I'll do for the next show, for a future show. But I do have, yes, this is a new platform. I am still learning how to use the platform and trying to bring everything over from the older platform, the other platform, to this platform. So you saw that one. I have a new visual for Brick, but I'm waiting to launch that until actual games, so preseason games, before I launch that. But I kind of like it. It's different. Justin with a question. A lot of folks, we don't know what's going to go on with the Pels. What New Orleans is doing over there, I don't know about Zion as a lost cause. I mean, if you got to stay healthy, that's a big, massive if. But if he does, he's an impact player. Now, whether they have enough pieces around him, that's a huge question. Have enough shooting, have enough everything else around him, but it all starts with him. And so let me do this. So, yep, I do have this ready. And no one has given a wrong answer tonight because we're just talking about predictions and win-losses. So just giving your thoughts, your opinions on records for the Rockets in January. So nobody's doing this. So this is just letting you know I have it. So I have that. J-Mon, 14 wins. Rockets going 14-3 in January. So he's in the high tier. Generational Hater says Şengün cooking in Eurobasket. He had 25-5 at the half. CA37, I see your question. I'm going to bring it up. Thank you for the conversation. Should the Rockets have had some idea of the Durant contract expectations beforehand? Yes, they sure should have. Yes, definitely. So I don't know why. I mean, hell, we kind of knew what he was looking for before he got traded to the Rockets, before he got traded anywhere. But if that is his reason, Kevin Durant's reason for not holding an introductory press conference is because he has not signed, or he and the Rockets have not agreed to a contract extension, I'll go back to this. Man, just say hi to the fans, man. I mean, you could done that in July, but now we're about to be in September. So
This jig is the cash face, man.
that's this is now, man. Is that the reason? I don't know if that's the reason, but if that is, speak to the fans. Media's gonna be fine. The media's gonna cover the Rockets whether you talk to them or not. Trust me. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. Hey, I enjoy looking forward to your thoughts and comments, but if you don't, you're gonna play the games and we'll talk about you on the court. That's fine. This was the Rockets' hope. I thought Durant was going to sign a team-friendly deal. I mean, that was a question because what did we kick around months ago before the deal? What was it? We had most of us had pause for him. Anything above 2 years, 100, 105, maybe 110, maybe something like that. I think that's what we kind of wanted. Anything above that, we were like, yeah, no. But what do I think the sentiment would be if Durant is only here for 1 year and goes somewhere else after this season? If the Rockets win the chip this year, I think a lot of fans, not all, a lot of fans would be good with that. He bought us a chip. Bye. If they don't win the chip and he leaves next summer, this sucks. why do we do this? This sucks. So time will tell. So yeah, that's the question. Let's see. Deverick, the poll question is still up there on YouTube. It's still there. And now we got a tie for 5 to 9 wins and 10 to 13 wins, both at 33%. So tonight's poll question is, how many games will the Rockets win in January 2026? 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 13, 14 or more. But yeah, I mean, don't y'all agree, or do y'all agree with me? If the Rockets don't win it all and KD leaves next summer, wouldn't y'all be pissed off? I mean, y'all tell me, would you be pissed off? Generational Hater says he bets KD gets 3 years between 130 and 135. That'd be great, in my opinion. If the Rockets got him to agree to less than, on average, $50 million per year, that would be a win, in my opinion. I don't know if KD will do that, because that's, what is that, 45 million, a little bit less than 45 million per. That's a hell of a lot of money for a 37, 38, 39-year-old man who will be in the Hall of Fame. That's great money for all of us. 3 years, you have him here for a while. Makes sense to me. If Durant leaves, Justin says Jalen Green will be laughing. Most deaf. Most deaf. Most deaf. Derrick says we don't need all of this drama. We don't need no divas on the team. Jamon says, yeah, I would be mad that we traded away the 10th pick of the draft for a 1-year rental. This is why he's adamant about this being championship or bust with KD. Agreed. Makes sense to me. James, new name. Thank you for joining the conversation. Thank you for joining this show and participating. Don't be a stranger. The Let's Talk Houston Rockets live stream shows are unlike any other. So subscribe to the channel and click on that bell so you are notified of when new Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows are posted. Do more than talk Rockets here on this YouTube channel, but the LTHR shows are very popular, I'm happy to say. And that's thanks to the fans. Credit to the fans for their support. But again, James says, hey guys, from Rocket Nation in Northeast Pennsylvania. I'm so pumped with you guys having KD. He will sign long-term eventually. KD is worth it. He isn't leaving. He is a baller. Hope you're right, James. Hope you're right. And Rocket fans do too. Oh, James, just to be clear. Just so you know, and I'm not trying to talk down to anybody because we're all family. We are all Let's Talk Houston Rockets relatives. But I'm not a Rockets fan. I cover the Rockets as media, so I'm going to be objective and give you my informed opinion. So you guys can be the fans, and that's part of what makes this show great is our balance. That jersey over my left shoulder on the wall, that's my favorite team. That jersey on the door is the team I cover. One of the teams I cover. But yeah, if Kevin Durant leaves in the summer, Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks would probably laugh their heads off. They probably would laugh their heads off. Generational Hater says KD is not married. He's still got every dollar he's ever made. He don't need more money. Does not mean he doesn't want more money. Does not mean he won't ask for more money. But like I said, if he signed a deal with the Rockets for less than average $50 million per season, that is a win for the Rockets. That'd be great for the franchise. Albert, how are you doing? Thank you. Real quickly, last, probably going to go just maybe 5 more minutes. Albert, James, Generational Hater, I don't believe you've given us your thoughts on the Rockets 17 games in January. How many games do you see the Rockets winning? Do you think the Rockets will win in January? These are the last 9. I'll give you the first 8 right here. We've got a range from the conversation tonight thus far, 12-5 up to, 14-3. So 12-5, 14-3. Correct cuts. How are you doing? So folks participating in the discussion, 12 wins is minimum in January. Folks on the poll question, we had a couple folks say 0-4. I don't see that. I mean, hell, half the team would have to be injured for them to only win 4 or less. I don't want that at all. I'm not a fan, but I don't. That's what would have to happen if they won 4 games or less in January out of 17 games. Ooh, that'd be horrible. Correct cuts says they'll win a lot. All right, out of the 17 games in January, let's see, the Rockets we got 5 of the first 9 on the road. Generational hater being bold and saying 15 wins, going 15-2. So that's now the new range. So now going from 12-5 to 15-2. Justin, I see your question. I'll post it in just a second. So Rockets have 5 road games the first 9, and then 3 more. So they got, it's like 8 road games in January, 9 home games. So that right there alone, they're not winning less than 9. I'd be stunned. Stunned. Do I expect the men to take the next step? Yes, sure do. And I kind of think his brother will too. His brother will be a little so behind because of missing so much time with his blood clot issue, but I think also Asur will take that same leap as well. James says 13-4 because Rockets are deep. They sure are. They sure are. On paper, they're deep. 10 deep, 11, 12 deep, which will come in handy and be utilized in those back-to-backs. And not sure how many games, how many back-to-backs Kevin Durant will play both of them. I doubt Steven Adams will play both sets of back-to-backs. And we'll see if Tari Eason will be good to go to play both games of back-to-backs this season. We'll see. Time will tell. That'll do it, everybody. Like I said, I'm working on a few things. Why? Yep. No argument here. Why didn't the Rockets get another guard? They really do trust Reed Sheppard. They really do. They really do. Reed, he's gotten stronger, muscled up. That's good. So this is a great stat right here from Generational Hater. Over 70% of the roster has a 7-foot plus wingspan. 10 of the 14 players. When is the deadline? Well, before the season. And then wait till summertime, but before the season starts. Correct. Mentioned this a couple of times, James, before you hopped on and joined the conversation. Media Day is September 29th, so that's 30 days. So, KD's birthday is on the. Oh, really? He better. Well, I think he's obligated as an NBA player to attend Media Day. Jabari Sola says he thinks Jabari will surprise people this season. In a good way, of course. Derrick saying it's about need a better shooter than Reed Sheppard. I'd say need a better ball handler than Reed Sheppard. I have more confidence in Reed as a shooter than I do Reed as a facilitator and a guy running the offense. I just think he's better suited as a shooter and a floor spacer. We'll see. All right, everyone. That will do it until next, probably Friday. We'll talk about February and Rockets games in February. Thank you to everyone who participated in tonight's poll question. At last, the last results for the poll question, still a tie between 5-9 and 10-13, both at 33%. So you have time to give your thoughts on that. That will do it for this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Going to wrap it up. As always, if you haven't already, click on that QR code, scan the QR code, scan the QR code, and become a member of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube members only section. 2 different tiers for that. And here's some more info on that, and I'll wrap up the show. 2 tiers, you get videos before everyone else, before they go public. 2 tiers, all league tier for $2.99. All world tier $4.99. Scan the QR code and become a member, and that does include Rockets info. We'll be starting to do that once the season starts, or we get closer to media day. I'll add some Rocket specific content for members only. But that will do it for this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Wrapping it up, since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Take care. Peace.
Game over.